So welcome to this blog in our winter solstice newsletter. This has the theme of emotional wintering, and we're with the same theme of the solstice, as you can tell. But I love the phrase because it really reminds me of how my emotional cycles are also needing the yin time. We talk a lot about the physical rest and the need for yin, and perhaps even we talk about mental rest more than we talk about our emotional rest. But my emotional wintering needs space to be able to come into its summer. And this is something that we find a lot out there. People talk about positive emotions and negative emotions, and the negative emotions are to be avoided. And that's just not that's not true for me. It's not true for Indigo Brave. We've never worked with that idea. I think it's because we started our discovery in 1996. We started out working inside schools with kids who didn't want to go to school, school refusers, schools, kids with anger issues, people with mental health issues. Those were our sort of first clients, and I always find myself thanking them because they taught us so much about how the system of a human being, from physical, emotional, mental to that big picture, how it really works synergistically and in fact as a system. So in the newsletter, if you have looked on the paper version, it's not paper these days, is it? We used to post our newsletters out. The one on the website, you'll see that it is a picture of my garden. And it visually represents to me there's the spiral permaculture bed, the classic herb spiral, which is drier at the top. So you plant the herbs at the top that need dry conditions, and then it spirals down to the herbs that need the wetter conditions, because that's how the water flows. And I really love that image because it reminds me of everything just goes round and round and round and round, and it's okay where you are. At first glance, that garden looks empty, quiet, stripped back, like dead, in fact. But this isn't true. What's true is that life has gone to the depths. All the life is in the soil. In biodynamics, the soil time is the winter. It's the most important time is the deep winter because the soil is incredibly busy. The warmth is down there, of course. So winter is very much not the oh dear, nothing is happening season. And also, if you look at that, you might just see an angel. But I'll leave that with you. So, look at that picture, that photo. So winter is not an oh dear, nothing is happening. And so-called negative emotions isn't an oh dear, oh, I've lost it. I've lost my mojo. It's all gone away. Oh no, I'm not who I used to be. What's this terrible, terrible darkness that has descended over me? No, that's not right. We are part of energy, and emotional wintering must happen for health. So sometimes I feel like a seasonal creature in a non-seasonal world. Yeah, that's definitely true. I can sometimes feel like there's less emphasis on cycles and more emphasis on growth and really push, if I'm honest, and that's not me. Our emotional and mental system is governed by our nervous system, and our nervous system must have its winter. It needs that real deep support of the yin energy in order to be able to regulate in the yang. Have you ever come across the idea of a second wind? You're really, really tired somewhere around 9:30, but if you carry on, bing, you've got energy through with the electric lights we use and the blue light coming in to our system. You've got energy way into the night and you're still up, gone midnight. That is a pattern in myself that I really, really recognize. And at this time of year, it is dangerous. It is like burning the log burner by opening the doors. Sure, you're putting more oxygen in, so you'll definitely get more of the heat quicker. You'll get that energy surge, but that, of course, is not a good thing. It means the fuel will be burnt a lot faster. So, from a nervous perspective, wintering is when we are allowing our system to receive that deep yin nourishing. And that very much means breath work. It very much means meditation. It means those deep elements of rest. Sure, we can look at our muscles, but we need to look at our fascia as well. We need to look at the fascia connections between those muscles, how we're moving those. And I've started doing a really simple, so simple fascia warm-up in the mornings. Just really, it's nothing exerting. It's like a shake. I won't do it right now because I won't be able to talk at the same time, but it's a shake. You'll find it anywhere. Find the practitioner you like the most. A fascia bounce, they call it, or a hop. Some people call it, but it's not one-legged. And it bounces down. That's a very yin way of restoring our system, our nervous system. Can you build in time to daydream? Because that's often when we process our emotions. Can you really integrate some staring out of the window time? And returning to the breath. They signal huge safety to the nervous system, all those things that we've just mentioned. To do that breath work, you can't be in immediate physical danger because you wouldn't sit down and breathe or lie down and breathe. So it's so, so important to bring that forward. Oh, lovely. What you'll find as well is your vision starts to expand, even with that small bit of exercise in terms of the fascia and the breath that I've done speaking to you. I can sense my vision is wider. And that means that my vagus nerve is calmer and the nerve to my eyes, that optic vision has gone, yeah, this is good, we're safe. We can broaden out our perspective. Great. So really enjoy emotional wintering. Involve your emotional system in your wintering this year. Find places to give yourself that space. Daydreaming can be done in a 10-minute block. And it's part of what draws us into the resource to be able to do things like leaning in. Really reaching in to members of our team who are communicating something important to us, our family. It gives us time to perhaps stepping back from situations, socials, parties, frenetic activity that perhaps we don't want to be involved in right now. Hugely important for me. And very important to know that dying back is not failure. Indigo Brave, I've been running a business now for 30 years, nearly 30 years next year. And that is seasonal also. And I do genuinely believe it's part of the way we have survived through everything we've survived, is we understand that dying back a little is not failure. Pruning, allowing the winter to do its work, allowing the cold to blow through it, allowing our emotions, our mental systems to have their winter as well. This is not failure. No, this is part of a regenerative process. So allow yourself some quiet practice. Of course, you can use our rest and reset sessions. There's lots of them on the Mighty Networks. They're free. They're on the Firelight Circle. The new one for this solstice is particularly good, I think. Well worth a listen. So sign up for those and really take the space to be more like the nature you are part of. Allow yourself a winter. It will mean your summer will rise more naturally. Your spring will be resourced more powerfully, and it will come from your well-resourced roots. Thank you.